What is going on, guys? Let's get into the market today. So, a huge red day in the market, very corrective day. Definitely felt a little more than corrective with that downward volume and just how much we sold off. SoFi down 11% today. I would say, one of the biggest losers today, which is crazy just because we hit all time highs yesterday, but seeing a lot of profit taking in that name and a bit of a double top near that all-time high supply area. So we're going to get into SoFi in a little bit, but let's talk about the overall market. Everything is down today. SPX, I kind of was talking about this gap today. This is why I didn't buy yet. We finally filled that gap, but still waiting to see a bit of a bottoming. Didn't want to just load the boat on, a big down day. I want to see signs of a bottoming and flow to match it. I also talked about Tesla. Had this gap to fill at 396 and finally filled it, which is great. I will be eyeing that name as well when we find a bottoming and some flow to match, because I've been waiting for this gap to fill for quite some time. What else? The market is down today. Let's just go off this post. Market was pricing in a December rate cut. And now that the October job data and relevant financial data is likely never being released because of the government shutdown, there's limited data for Powell to go off of for December, and in turn, that causes market uncertainty, and the market does not like uncertainty. So that's why our price action is crazy today, and yeah, that's pretty much what we're seeing. Also, I do believe the government reopening was kind of priced in, and that might have been where we saw everything sell off, and then the next day, gap up and head higher. So I think things were priced in, but shifting over to SoFi, here's that double top, basically that previous month high and supply zone, and then kill candle today. Testing previous month POC and bounced, but people were asking me if I was buying SoFi. I'm not yet. I'm still waiting for my green zone. I like to buy in this area, and we will zoom out and find even better buy zones, but I will definitely nibble at previous month value area low. And, I do think SoFi could come down here if the overall market continues to sell off. But overall, there's nothing wrong with SoFi. They're actually doing great as a company overall. This is just likely profit taking plus the overall market dumping. All right, and looking at the weekly chart here. So we are kind of having a little bit of a rising wedge action here on the weekly. If we do break this, say we have another down day tomorrow, and if we look at flow, we very much could have some more pain in the market. Just a lot of puts pouring in and this was near the end of the day, but we could have more puts come in tomorrow and just see the market continue to sell off with the uncertainty. And this is what I'd be eyeing for SoFi. If we break below, this is kind of turning into a little bit of a bearish chart, so we could fall below and retest this trend line right here. And that would actually go to my green zone. I would love to see us hold and bounce from there. And that would take us into December, into the potential inclusion. And this could be a great dip buy opportunity. So I'm just remaining patient here. If we zoom out to the monthly, I don't think that we would fill this at 1894. But we'll see. You can very clearly see the supply zones. Let me take this away. You can see the supply zones, and you can see where we do have demand. So those should be where you would nibble on SoFi. That's pretty much where I would be looking to add leaps. Now, it might not bounce right at 24. It might continue to come down, but that's why you just buy extra time or just go shares. It's much safer. One thing to remember with SoFi, it is a great company, but don't over leverage yourself in one name to where you're waking up in the middle of the night, checking the price, panicking. Like, just chill with your position. I would never over leverage. That's why I'm not heavily buying right now, just on the first red day. Scale in, dollar cost average, relax, keep your cool. It's really not that big of a deal. You just never want to over leverage yourself to where it hurts to hold. So that's where I'm at with SoFi. As far as the flow goes for SoFi specifically, today was the most puts I've seen in SoFi in a while. So let's check this out. We've had a lot of call flow, reached all-time highs. Calls are still outweighing the puts, which is bullish, but a lot of puts came in. And those puts are mainly targeting November and then out to 2026 here and there, December. Very mixed flow though, about 50-50. And they honestly could have already paid because SoFi had an 11% down date. So that is where we're at with SoFi. And I will continue to, make videos and update on them. My position took a big hit today. Obviously, in hindsight, should have maybe taken some profits at all-time highs yesterday. But definitely going to continue to hold for the long term and look to add on these green zones. So please like and subscribe and have a good one.